spring is the perfect time to refresh your home, but that doesn't mean you have to spend a lot of money. Today, Lindy is showing us some great ideas on upcycling furniture to create a new look.
Yes.
And these are gorgeous.
Thank you. Thank you. I have to say, like, the one thing I get the most emails about is furniture design and interior design projects, period. So these are really easy to do, and I was wanting to tell you guys how I did them and how much I spent on them, okay?
Okay.
And I brought in, because I often use a certain brand of paint, I get lots of emails about the brand I use. I'm a big Annie Sloan chalk paint fan, and one of the reasons I use that so much is this paint right here. It is very durable, very easy to use. You don't have to sand your furniture ahead of time. You just have to wipe it down, make sure there's no bumpy spots. You paint it with this. It's a water-based paint, so it goes on real smooth, and it's a high pigment paint. So that means the colors are really, really bold, and they're easy to mix.
Okay.
So super easy, and then you just use a soft wax on top. You have to use the wax. The wax is what you, and then you have to use this brush to apply the wax, and it's what,
show these two together. Okay.
so the wax seals it, and that's what keeps it from chipping and keeps it durable. But it's a great paint to use, and that's what we did on this chair here.
Okay.
And this chair was actually my great-grandmother's from her dining room suit, and I felt very nervous to, and I redid my entire dining room with the paint and reupholstered all the cushions. Reupholstering is super easy with these. All you do, and that's what I do with all of these chairs. I reupholstered all of them, pulled the cushions off, rewrapped the fabric. This one I had to add, replace, and I used this foam. I got this at, of course, Joann Fabric and Craft Stores. And use that and just cut it out the size of the
size that you
seat.
need.
Right, because this one smelled like cats and cigarettes. So I had to replace that one. But usually they're easy to replace, and just cover over. Like these, I just covered over. Actually, this one I replaced the foam on that one too. But I've done a million chairs, and this one I used a Valspar paint.
Yeah, this is a pretty pink.
Thank you.
That you found here.
It's a latex paint, and I only use, this is very inexpensive. It's like $2 and something at Lowe's. They're little sample jars, and a little goes a long way. You can get whatever color you want. They mix whatever color you want. But I typically use that for like accent pieces instead of something that I'm going to get a lot of use out of, because and my personal opinion is it's not as durable as some of the other paints out there.
Okay.
But it is pretty easy to use, and like I said, you can get whatever color you want versus like the Annie Sloan where you're kind of limited in your color choices.
Right.
So there's like pluses and minuses for all of them.
What about the paint used for this one?
So this one I used the Benjamin Moore. It's an oil-based paint.
Okay.
So this you do have to sand, you have to
a little more work.
A little more work, and you have to prime it with another can of primer.
Okay.
Too. And it's an oil-based paint, so it's that high quality finish, very, very durable. It takes a little bit longer to dry, and it has some fumes that the other ones don't have.
So maybe take it out into the garage.
Yeah, and but this paint's really good for like cabinets, and it's very, very durable too. So when I'm doing like projects like my grandmother's dining room suit, I would go with like the Benjamin Moore or the Annie Sloan paint.
Okay, and we have some pictures to start showing from what these chairs looked like at the very beginning, and
that was the pink chair.
That was the one that we have in the
that
center.
smelled like cats and cigarettes.
Cats and cigarettes.
The cats and cigarettes chair.
And there was the cushion that you took out there.
Right.
Yeah, this fabric, and you said you got the fabrics at Joann's?
Right, all the fabric came from Joann's, and these are the really bold prints, a Waverly print. This is from Waverly, and this is from Rich Bloom, and it seems like those are the two I use all the time, the Rich Bloom and the Waverly. I'm just attracted to those fabrics. And the pillows too. I mean, I think when you add like an accent pillow, it totally changes the chair, don't you think so?
Oh yeah.
And these are so easy, you don't even have to use a pattern for them. I just cut out the shape I wanted, and I try to make sure it kind of fit. Like this one, you can see it fits the chair. I made it the right size, and I made the little bow. And actually, the steps on how to make the bow and everything are on my website. This will be on my website.
Okay, and now this was in the family. This chair here was in the family. Where did you get these two chairs?
This chair I got from Goodwill, which is my favorite treasure hunting spot.
Absolutely,
and I'm always finding stuff in there, and there's lots of potential, and sometimes I feel like people just don't know how to see it. This chair is probably from the 70s. These two are from the 30s. I do like the older chairs better. They seem to be like made better.
Better built, yeah.
And they're easier to, when you take the cushions off, they stay nice and solid. Sometimes with the more recent ones, they're not made as well. This one, my grandmother even treasure hunts for me. And she took this one out of my 100-year-old aunt's house, and it was really in pretty bad shape, but she found it for me, and I upcycled it. And I even, with this one too, I even did little gold feet. I'll call this my gold dipped chair. I don't know if you can get those in here.
Oh yeah.
So that's actually another different type of paint I used for that.
Let's just kind of prop this up if we can see on the bottom there.
I don't think they can, but
I
maybe
think,
there we go.
Yeah, there we go.
And so this, I said this is a gold dip chair, and I used actually gold spray paint. And I taped everything off and measured it so it was all even. And
that's just such a tiny accent, but it just, I mean, it makes a statement.
Right, yeah. And this chair's actually already sold. It's going to be in the new Elderberries in Daleville. The owner bought this chair from me. And
okay, and let's reference this real quick. Tell us about this.
Well, this is a painting I did. You know, I love to reuse stuff and get lots of purposes out of it. And this was an old frame that my husband had, like a business contract or something in there, and I took it out and I made a little watercolor, and I put the watercolor in here, and I'm going to display it with this chair. Okay. And this is actually for sale still, but it does save you a lot of money when you can reuse like mats and frames. You can get those at Goodwill all the time too. Right. And sometimes paint the frames or just redo the mat, and
just got to keep your eyes open and be on the lookout for all kinds of possibilities.
Right. All right. And I love emails. So if you guys find stuff or you have questions, just email me and I'm happy to help.
And we can contact you through your blog, which is thelindytree.com. You can find all kinds of great ideas, get pictures, step-by-step instructions, and contact Lindy if you have any questions. All right, Lindy, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back.